It's a much bigger, much crazier season. It picks up right where season 1 left off, which is actually at the beginning of day 6. So people have had even less sleep. There's some new creative, maybe darker ways that people are starting to stay awake that we didn't see in season 1. Actually, a collection of some ideas we didn't get to use in season 1 that we're excited to show in season 2. And it's just a bigger scope. I mean, you're getting to see a lot of the world. We did a lot of location shooting. We shot in Marfa, we shot in Sydney, we shot all over the place. So I think people are going to be surprised at how much bigger the show gets in season 2.
Did you guys always know you were going to get a season 2? And if you didn't, were you planning on changing the ending of season 1 had you not been greenlit to?
If we knew in advance, yes, like we would have written a different season. But we wrote it. We didn't know finishing out season 1 that we were necessarily going to get a season 2. So it was a gamble. But yeah.
We were gonna be that show who writes like a super cliffhanger and then we don't do another season.
Yeah.
But we were all pretty hopeful and we felt it had gone well enough, and the idea was yes, and then does it officially get greenlit? Because we all talked about it. We were hopeful.
I don't
Testimony to positive thinking.
Yeah, there you go.
When they called a wrap on that last day, though, I just remember looking at Josh and going,
Really?
no. Why would I do that?
I'm thinking that it wasn't going to, not because of your decision,
Yeah.
but because of maybe.
Well, I'm gonna tell Matt.
It's over. I quit.
Y'all mentioned location shots. That's kind of a new thing. It's
Mhm.
a big for Rooster Teeth Productions to be able to do that. Was there any pitching and like that y'all had to do? Say yes, we have to go to Sydney to do this shot.
The producer Ezra, because we had been in the writers' room essentially kind of in a vacuum for 3 months, or 2 months, rather.
Yeah.
And we made this great, story for 8 episodes that was very big, and then you have to go, by the way, we need to shoot in these places, and part of the testament to our producer, he made it work.
Yeah, and we tend to write like a tier or two above our budget level and then try and figure out if we can do it. But luckily, yeah, we have an amazing producer, Ezra Venitos, he's vacationing in Greece right now because he's earned it.
Yeah.
He produced his own vacation, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, that was a step forward. I think almost everything we've shot has been in and around Austin, and minus, like the occasional 1 or 2 day shoot somewhere else. So shooting in Marfa was the biggest. It was 3 weeks in the desert, so we were all out there. The wind at one point picked up and destroyed our set, so we had to rebuild it here on a soundstage. Yeah, I mean, it just also speaks to it's cool because it lets us vary season 2 also, because season 1 is very especially once you get to the second half, a lot of interiors, a lot of night. Now this one almost has a neo-western kind of feel in certain places, which I think is really cool.
And it felt that way when we were shooting it too. We were wearing cowboy hats out in the sun.
Oh yeah.
And it was I mean, as actors and actresses, I think just shooting out in the desert, that experience. I mean, how was that for you guys?
It was so helpful. It was so helpful to feel the vastness, because we're dealing with an apocalypse, so you're not going to be coming across a lot of people, a lot of life going on, and so to have this desert where all you can see for miles and miles is land, and then just us, and the wind, and the beating down sun, and it really gave that apocalyptic feel that helped us get into character, get into the mode, get into the apocalypse. So it was great.
That's what 70 says. I think it was freaking hot and dry. It was hot and dry, and it was bad. But it was fun, but it was hot and dry. There was sand everywhere.
But was it hot and dry?
It was hot and dry.
No, that's not what I heard.
Sounds like a cream you're pitching. Hot and dry.
Hot and dry.
Hot and dry.
Talking about the changes between season 1 and season 2, season 1 had a very unique sense of cinematography, and since the scope seems to be changing for season 2, as well as at least a little bit of the tone, is there going to be a change in aesthetic that we can expect?
I think Generally, it's in the same ballpark, but we definitely take some risks, I think, and tried some new things and some really cool shots and got some fun new toys.
But
But
same
same director of photography, Lee Phelan, who's amazing.
He's great.
We got an upgrade on lenses, so it looks sharper this season. Still anamorphic. I love the widescreen kind of strange look of it and the way it sort of bends light and like kind of concave kind of look. No, I think it's the style this season is going to mimic the story and the tone, which is just like a bigger kind of feel to everything. So especially once you get out to the desert.
About to say
and
the setting.
Yeah, you get that setting shot on anamorphic lenses. It just looks amazing. So, yeah.
But our DP, just to go expand on that, because we shot so out of order, he couldn't get a break, because to match all the shots together, he had to know what came before, what came after, because we had to block shoot everything from within episodes, between episodes. So he had to carry the whole show, and I'm telling you, he was a trooper. He's not only immensely talented, but he kept track of the entire thing, and he was there every day. Every day.
And to reward him, we got him a Yeti cooler, Chris and I. So I'm sure he'll come back if there's another season.
If he wants the thermos, he's
If he
got to
wants
come
that
back.
thermos.
Cool. Yes. Sir.
So were you guys always aware of like the episode, the episode count and limitations? Was that like something that you knew when you were like starting to write and develop the story, or was that something that like you kind of got the outline of and you were told you'd have this many episodes to do it?
No, we knew this season that we were going to do 8 episodes before we started the writers' room. So yeah, we had the parameters, but it's great because we had always wanted more episodes. In season 1, we always kind of wished we could get 1 extra episode. And this season, I think we got the perfect number of episodes to tell the story we wanted to tell.
Season 1, we didn't initially. We just knew the storyline.
Yeah, that's true. Season 1, we actually initially had written a 10-episode treatment and had to condense that into 6 episodes. But yeah, this time around, we had some advance notice. Cool. Yes.
So with the post-apocalyptic genre being saturated with, people die, they come back to life, what was the inspiration of going backwards where you fall asleep and you die? And there's really no way that the audience can tell right now that they can stop it. And what challenges did that present to the actors when you were doing something that maybe has never been done before in that genre?
Yeah. So initially, this was an original idea by Bernie Burns 6 or 7 years ago, and I've heard him jokingly say that it's because he was looking for an apocalypse that was cheap, and so theoretically, if people all died in their beds in the middle of the night, all the cars would be in the driveways. There'd be no overrun highways. There'd be no plants taking over buildings. There'd be no overrun barricades. It'd be a very apocalypse on a budget. This turns out not to be true, though, when you need to empty out downtown Austin for shots. But also, it's just it's cool because it's a highly relatable apocalypse, and most, like, you're talking about zombies and such, like, those require a certain suspension of disbelief. And the cool thing about the show is that everybody knows what it's like to be just dead tired and still have to work or study or whatever it is. So there's a weirdly, like, I think we hear from the audience a lot that it's like, you feel the fatigue of the characters because you've been there. Maybe not 5 days without sleep, but 1 or 2, for sure.
A lot of the audience says it makes them feel unsettled when they watch it because the atmosphere apparently when they're watching it, it's usually late at night and they don't feel like sleeping afterwards and they just kind of get on the edge.
Yeah.
And that's fun to hear. I mean,
Well, that's a huge part of part of the suspense. Part of the terror is that this is the enemy or the villain is something that is so connected to every single that is life. You can't live without sleep, but if sleep is now something that kills you, it's taking out something from the circle of life, and everybody can relate to that.
Circle of life, everybody.
And how about that for, like, your performance stuff? What would you?
For acting, I'd say the biggest challenge is walking that line between being so tired that you can't talk or think or listen, because that would probably be what would happen. And at the same time, needing to carry the storyline forward and needing to deliver your lines. And, you know, it's like it's playing the right amount of tired while staying functional, entertaining, and all those other things we need in order for people to hook in and watch. So what I found was always useful is to reframe it. Instead of my character's so tired, I'm losing energy, is the fight to stay awake. And the fight to stay awake keeps you engaged, intense, and you're struggling against something, which helps. And so that's how I would remedy that.
I think it's hard. It's hard trying not to be too energetic, because then you later remember that you're in a show where you're not supposed to be too energetic. You're supposed to be, you know, been awake for about like 5 days now. So I think that's probably the hardest thing, is watching how your tone is when you're doing a scene. Unless that scene calls for like someone's about to die, you have to like really, you know. It's definitely, I think it'd be hard not to be too energetic.
And that's great because they give us those circumstances that allows for constantly, you know, for us to overcome a huge challenge. Because the harder things to play in this show, I think, are the slow moments, and there's few of them. I remember there was one lull in season 1 where Jake and Allie sit in front of a window, and it's right before, you know, things get really hairy, and it was a trip. We sat there prepping that scene, and we're like, we're just sitting talking. Like, how do you play this, you know, when normally you just want to fall asleep at that moment? And there's another moment in season 2 where we felt that same thing, but there's few of them. There's not very many where we're just hanging out. We can't afford to do that in this setting.
Yeah. But
You talked about how season 1 had to be condensed and how you're using some of the ideas from season 1 in season 2.
Mhm.
Is there anything you wanted to use for season 2 that either got left on the cutting room floor or that you're saving for a potential season 3?
I don't think there's anything we actively delayed.
Yeah.
I mean, we certainly have broad strokes ideas for the series and the end game, and I think, especially going forward, kind of looking at when we want to check those boxes and what makes the best seasonal story. And I think, especially this season, I think season 1 was sort of our introductory season to the world. So, you know, you meet the characters, you kind of get all these different circumstances, and then the plot doesn't really kick in until about episode 4. Whereas in season 2, if you see the first episode, like, you know exactly what the season's about. You know what the characters want. You know where they're headed, and that pays off really big in 7 and 8. And I think we did everything we wanted this season.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything we
the,
pushed.
The only thing I would say, there's certain things with certain characters that we like, depth and their backstory that we didn't necessarily get to. That was like, oh, well, we'll save this for another season.
Yeah.
But like plot wise, I think we got everything.
Yeah. But,
There's a couple of faces that we get to see. William Sadler,
Mhm.
Jake Busey. How did y'all reach out to them? And how did y'all get them to be a part of the show? What was that like acting with those guys?
we reached out through the official channels for them. We didn't pull any favors, I don't think, or anything. But Jake Busey and William Sadler both have pretty significant guest roles. It was great. Those guys are awesome. Like I can't wait for people to see those characters because they're really just, they're so good. I don't know if anyone here have a scene with William Sadler.
Not with
No.
William.
So
With Jake, I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to work one-on-one with Jake, and it was fun. It was fun. He was really funny. He's a really funny character.
Were you intimidated? Walker?
Was I in person or in the show? Which
Yeah,
one?
either one.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, I wasn't like super intimidated. Like, he was funny, and you know, he was just funny.
I worked with Jake before, so it was good to see him again, and that was helpful to the dynamic we had to pull off.
nice.
Jake's just a really funny guy, you know, and he brings his quirky, strange humor to the set every day. But you know, a very professional guy. It's not just sitting around cracking jokes like some people I know.
What? What happened?
Go for it.
Talking about characters and character depth, we have a couple new characters this season, and we got the chance to speak to Electra a little bit earlier, and she talked about this sense of admiration for the way that your guys' team
I don't know. There's that George R.R. Martin quote where someone asked him that once, and he was like, "Well, I've always considered women to be people," and I think, yeah, like I don't know that I think we look at things in some ways other shows do wrong, and not do those things.
I just don't. People shouldn't be defined.
Right.
Their characters shouldn't be defined by their gender
Or their sexuality.
or sexuality. It's like they're characters, and whether or not they're female or male, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Or their age.
Plus,
Or their
we had a female writer in the room for season 2. Can I say her name?
Yeah,
Say it?
Katrina Albright was there.
Katrina Albright, and perspective. Perspective is always important. I mean, and she's fantastic, and she did a great. She wrote on a few things, but
Yeah.
yeah.
She wrote on the first episode, so if you guys saw the first
Yeah,
episode,
wrote on the
she
first
co-wrote that
episode.
with me.
And she, anything we'd write too, you'd kind of be like, throw it by her maybe, not everything, but important things like, how's this feel, and she'd go, less penis.
Yeah.
No, but just right people.
Yeah. And then also, I mean, sometimes we don't necessarily get it right. I know, like, we've had conversations. You'll bring me something we've written, and you're like, this sounds like something a guy would say. I'm like, all right, what would you say? And so we kind of fix it on the spot. So it's not perfect. But in terms of, the perspective, we actually made sure season 2, we brought on a female writer. We have a female director as well on it for episode 4, because we just wanted to make sure we just, we're had all our... It's just better. It makes for better stories when you've got multiple perspectives. So.
But we're really lucky to work with people who are open to having those discussions, not only from a gender standpoint, but from a character standpoint. Sometimes we just do. We hash out those moments last minute, make sure it feels right for all of our perspectives, where we're coming from.
There's that guy back there. Bird. Yeah.
When I did the set visit during filming the season 3, something that kept coming up was talk about how you guys were going to introduce a little bit more of the surreal element. Just wanted to know how that played out now that you've wrapped production, and what inspired that, and how did that all come together?
Well, I think it's just pushing the envelope with where with where season 1 was, because season 1 you have this delirium and hallucinations and all these things, and it just made sense to take that to another level in season 2. And it's such a great tool in terms of for story and for character. There's all these things you can get across in hallucinations and all these things, but then also we're also getting into the causes of it and these broader story points, and so it's fun to play, in this like myth versus science arena and see if maybe some of what people are seeing is real, or is it. It's just such a cool tool set to play with, and we just wanted to go bigger and crazier with season 2.
I'm still voting for taking season 3 to outer space.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the crew just wants to be on a cruise ship.
I know.
In season 3.
Yeah, someone asked me that question. Well, where would you like to go in season 3? Which island, guys?
Yeah.
I propose we go to Hawaii for one.
Yeah.
We're in scene.
It all started in Hawaii.
It all
so.
started while
And then Josh
snorkeling
said,
in
"Yeah,
Hawaii.
we'll shoot one. Just you're not going to be in that scene, Gosh, I'm like, whatever.
Hawaii, Fiji,
Except Fiji.
Miami, New Orleans.
The origin happened in Fiji,
Yeah.
right? That makes sense.
That
I'm
makes
feeling
sense.
it, Josh.
Talk to Ezra, man.
Matt?
The origin happened in Greece. We just visit him there
Yeah,
right
we'll
now
just go to him.
with the entire crew. Hey, we're filming season 3. Hello.
Well, to that end, do y'all see, is there a book for seasons 3, 4, 5 to get that far? With this idea?
Sure. There's broad strokes. We don't have a specific season number just yet. We kind of have a ballpark, and a lot of that sort of depends on what what seasonal stories we want to tell. It's going to be exciting, and like when to check some of those big boxes. So depending if we kind of sit down, I think actually probably with season 3, fingers crossed, we would probably map out the end and precise seasons and everything. But we've got the end game. We know the cause. It's Walker.
Yeah, I come out on top. Apparently, I'm the one who's controlling everybody.
From Fiji.
Yeah, from Fiji.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, hey guys, let's go to Fiji. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, guess what? I'm the bad guy, so let's go to Fiji.
And it's just Cool.
That's really funny.
Go for it.
So there was an episode in the first season, I believe it was called Rooster,
Mhm.
and it was the first episode, at least to me, where you guys had used a large amount of like blood and gore element.
Mhm.
And that's kind of really that one episode in the season that had that much like I guess like gore and like oh my god shock value.
Mhm.
And then it goes back to the story. How did that fit into the overall story? Like what were you looking to do with that one episode in particular and the way that the characters reacted to that?
I think it's just a matter of kind of playing on concept and looking at the variety of ways that people could stay awake. And one of the first things we had was, well, pain. Like pain seems like an easy way to stay awake. So we try and have fun on an episode to episode basis. We don't have. I don't think season 4 really has any, or season 1, excuse me, has any like split up episodes. Every episode kind of has, I think, hopefully a satisfying kind of mini narrative within it. And so we kind of looked at those almost like occasionally as different genres. So with episode 3, we're like, well, let's try a spin at horror. Let's see what happens when staying awake goes really wrong for someone. It's something we actually expand on in season 2. So there's some more gore coming. But what I think is interesting about what we've done with season 2 is there's sort of a spiritual evolution of those guys, of the incubi, we call them, that is still terrifying, but they found a brand new way to stay awake that wasn't in season 1 that also happens to make them really funny. So now this season actually we've kind of balanced the horror with more comedy, and I think it's a really unique spin on an antagonist. So.
I think in general the second season is funnier.
Yeah,
it's just,
I think so too.
It's still very much a drama, but I mean I think just in general for on episode to episode there's more jokes, more just like lightheartedness to break up the
People dealing with survival, and that's one of the coping mechanisms. So that coping mechanism is amplified a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's almost a disservice to sort of call them jokes, because a lot of the comedy in the show this year is situational comedy. That, you know, it's just funny that I find myself in this situation at this particular moment with these people. That, oh we missed CatCon.
Yeah.
Although my jokes definitely helped on set, just, making people laugh. That's what I do. I'll be here all day,
People told you those were jokes?
Really?
All right,
I
I'm
like
leaving.
your
I'm
face.
leaving.
Drop the mic.
I quit day 5 now.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank
you
you
very much.
for
Awesome.
hanging out with us.